Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special unboxing. Something that came in from White Mountain Knives. It's a CJRB knife. It is the J1920-BBK. No idea what that means, but here we go. Instagram, CJRB Cutlery, if you haven't had a chance, check them out. This is a new box. I don't know if this is the old box that they used to come in, but I'm used to the newer material, but this is a new one. Probably a budget-friendly kind of box. Makes sense to me, right? So... got the little silicate jelly, and then we got, what do we got in here? All right, I may have to look this up because I don't remember what this is called. CJR doesn't, they're kind of bad about giving you names for the knives, right? So we'll have to figure this one out. It does look pretty cool though. All right, so this does say serial number J1920. It is ARRP M9 blade steel, has a pivot collar, looks like a fixed pivot. It's got a titanium clip. Is that titanium? Yeah, titanium clip, very cool. Contour G10 scales, that looks like a Contour G10 scales. Reversible clip, left and right pocket carry. They are T6 screws right there, and this looks like a T8 right there. So very cool, beautifully dead center. That's really nice. It is a flipper. There's no texture on there, but the thumb studs do have a little volcano on there. More axis on the right than on the left. Looks like it is a liner lock. I can see that. So very cool. Let me see if I have a piece of paper real quick. I'm going to see if I have the receipt, so I'll tell you what this one is. All right, so this particular knife right here is called the Scoria. This is the Scoria, the JI or JJ or J1920. So this is called a Scoria knife. Pretty nice little knife. The goal of getting this knife eventually was for it to be a giveaway, and it's pretty cool. Now, it is rounded here in the corners. It's a little sharp, which I would prefer it not to be as sharp. It is contoured. You can see that ever so slightly. Rounded on the top here, not bad. It does have a finger choil, so I can put my finger up here. You can choke up. Got to be careful getting close to that sharpening choil. Definitely more of a trigger. Definitely great for pinch grip. Does have a nice little swedge on top for a nice turning of the cuts. Pretty thin blade. We'll do some measurements when we get that. A black PVD sort of black coating on there, which is nice. Pretty sharp edge. Looks pretty even on that side. Yeah, that's actually a pretty even edge. That's nice. All right, so it is a liner lock. Let's see, where does it, oh, it's dark. So let's see where it engages. We are engaging at about, oh, I want to say a good 20%. It might be a little loose. We'll have to drop that for a second. All right, let's see here. Use the thumb studs here. It's a little tight. It's a little, okay, so let's see, where's the detent ball? So you clear the detent ball right there. Otherwise you have double clutch, and then it drops. All right, so it is a little bit loose, and I told you it was T8s, I think, for the pivot. So let's double check that. There's the T8. It was wobbly just a little here, so let's see. Still a little loose. That's better. All right, so that's much better. It was a little loose on the pivot, so that does make it a little tighter though. And what is nice, it's a little cut out, a little chamfering on the lock bar, so it's easy access to get to it, but it's a pretty strong detent on that liner lock. Yeah, you can definitely feel it. I would definitely need to tune that a little bit because that's a little stiff. Now, if you like a really stiff, tight knife, you know, you want a super sharp detent and you don't mind a really strong lock bar, you know, this is going to be up your alley. You're going to love this. I don't prefer that. I like to have it to be fidgety and be nice, especially when I'm using thumb studs. It doesn't have to be super light or anything like that, but I don't want my finger to get exhausted opening the knife. And that's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm really having to push hard, really hard to keep it open, to clear the lock bar. So not bad. The flipper works really well. See here, you can do light switch. That works really well. Or you can do the push button for sure. Yeah, so not bad, not bad. Can I reverse flick it? Absolutely, especially being a liner lock. Can do that as well. Nice. So that works pretty nicely. It's got some oil in there, but I bet, you know, that's not just everything, right? It's got to break in a little bit. Now, this is not like DLC. This is sort of a painted kind of a coating that they put on there. And so if there's a track that goes in there with that, on this lock bar, there's a detent ball. And it has to go through a track, and then there's a hole, a little bitty hole where the detent ball rests into. That's what you hear this little click. Let me show you when it closes. That's the detent ball on the lock bar going into the hole on the detent hole on the blade. So let's listen. And so that clicks in. No detent lash. It's in there pretty solidly. And that's what causes the resistance when I'm trying to flick it. If I just push out and there's no, it just slowly fly out. But with this, it's going to kind of build up pressure. So there's a point in which I'm pushing up pressure, the more, and then finally I break the pressure. You see? So we're kind of slowly, no pressure, more pressure, more pressure, more pressure, more pressure, and then it breaks the detent. That's what they call breaking the detent. It's the resistance to opening, right? So, I mean, even now, just here, it's starting to break in a little bit better. Still think I would probably adjust that lock bar, maybe just ever so slightly. I might have to put some Loctite on there because it did roll open a little bit and it was a little wobbly going there. So, yeah, it feels like it's almost, this pivot is definitely traveling right now. So that's why you put a little Loctite. And I usually use Loctite 242. And that works really well. I have tons of videos on how to do that. I'm not going to do it on this knife because sometimes it's just, it takes a little time consuming. So I just don't want to do that today. But not bad a little knife. All right, so I like the shape. The G10 is really nice. The all blacked out is cool. The thumb studs are really nice, big, giant volcano thuds with a round. Makes it very comfortable. Lock bar, like I said, is really comfortable getting into that. Reverse flicking with thumb studs works really well. Both left, right hand. Flipping works really well. And nice, strong grip. Yeah, no hot spots. And I have large hands, and so I've got a little bit of room, so extra large hands would fit this pretty well. If you choke up, definitely double extra, triple extra large hands can work. I've got meaty fingers, so my fingers are pretty wide. That's why I hold it down like this, like I would be more like this when I'm using it, right, as opposed to this. I can't really grip it like that because then my hand gets close to that sharpening point right there, and this would be a little safer for that kind of push cut. Thumb studs are pretty well out of the way of the blade path. I mean, it's a little bit in the way, so depending on what you're cutting through, there's no jimping on top, which is fine. You know, just realize that. The thumb studs can help, you know, kind of get a little leverage in place, but no jimping, so you're not going to, just keep that in mind about sliding. It does have a little cutaway here. That'll keep your hand in place for moving in and out, which is pretty cool. Yeah, a nice small little EDC. I like this. I like this a lot. And this one is called the Scoria. The Scoria by CJRB. J1920, in case you're wondering for the part number. This is the black version. Very, very cool. It's going to be a fun little giveaway. Yeah, I'm going to do some reviews and probably get some videos on this, and then we'll have this part of one of our giveaways one night. Whether it's going to be a channel member giveaway or a regular Monday night giveaway, we'll see. But I like this. This is a cool knife. I'm glad I got a chance to check it out. It is very different, I would say, than the Feldspar. Definitely different than the Pyrite, right? I like this. I like the shape of this pretty nicely. My only, you know, if I were to change anything, the clip is really wonderful. That's great. Captive pivot, that's great. ARRP M9, great steel. Swedge, beautiful flat grind, pretty thin slicey, nice sharp edge. That's really wonderful. The flipper works really nicely. I mean, the flipper, absolutely usable. It's not so hard that I'm going to lose it. Now, can you fail this detent? Oh, that's going to be really hard. Hold on, let me try that again. That was me trying real hard. Yeah, you can't. You got to be careful, though. It's really hard to do. Yeah, see, it still wants to lock up. How about, let's see, can I do it with thumb studs? Oh, I'm hitting the flipper up here. Let me try it again. Yeah, it's really hard to fail. It's pretty. The detent's pretty solid, so it does want to deploy, which is really cool. Yeah, it's a little gritty right now. It'll break in for sure. You know, it's one of those knives that will break in and become a great little user. So it is a budget knife. You're looking at a knife that's around 69 bucks probably. Now, if you use the RNK10, you get 10% off of White Mountain knives, which you can get 10% off of that. So $69 knife is like getting $7 off, so it becomes a $62 knife, which is pretty cool. So this is going to be one of our giveaways. I like to get knives that I would like to win that are pretty decent quality for giveaways, right? I think to me that just makes it so much nicer. It's always nice to have a nicer knife like that to be given away. I don't like to give stuff I wouldn't want, right? So that's kind of my goal, is to get something I think is really cool, something hopefully everyone will enjoy. If it's not for you, maybe as a gift. You can think of somebody you want to give it to as a gift. I think that would be really cool. I like the titanium clip. Like I said, right here, they round it pretty well, but not here. It's a little sharp. Now, if this was my own knife, I might get my Dremel out and I might round that. This is G10, so it's not a big deal. I could just round those edges, and that would be really nice. It would be a significant improvement in comfort of the knife, and I think it would be really worthwhile. So who knows? Maybe I'll do that before we do the giveaway, just because it'd be a little more comfortable. But it is a very cool little knife. I do like a lot of things about it. Yeah, look at that. That's starting to really break in. It was really tight when I first got it. Let's see if we have to take it apart now. Might just have to Loctite that pivot screw, but yeah, that's so much better. Okay, I'm getting a good spot with that. It was pretty stiff at first, but they do break in after you use them a little bit. That's why I keep flicking. I'm trying to break it in. All right, I'm not just trying to fidget to annoy everybody, but I am trying to break the knife in, and that's part of that. You know, you're breaking it in. All right, very cool little knife. Hey, if you guys have any questions or comments about the knife or the review coming up, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any questions for the channel, for me, let me know as well. I do like to read those and respond. I do try to engage with everybody. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, entertaining, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the channel really helps out the channel. Allows the channel to grow, be able to get bigger, do more things, and ultimately more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to every one of you guys, especially to those of you who watch, who like, who subscribe to videos. I really appreciate you guys. And if you're a channel member, hey, thank you to all my channel members. A big shout out, big thank you to every one of you guys. I appreciate you. I know a lot of you were subscribers or channel members from the very beginning. And I appreciate every one of you guys who've supported the channel since the very beginning. It's a huge honor. And if some of you guys are on the fence and you consider, hey, I'd like to become a channel member, check out the description down below. There's a link for it. I have 3 different tiers, a really inexpensive one, and to one you get some premium stickers and premium content, right? Also, I try to do a channel member giveaway once a month. Just I want you guys to know that. So that's my way to say thank you to every one of you guys. And, you know, I appreciate that. Also, if you haven't already, maybe also check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week.